A weighted score is a way of combining a bunch of different scores into one number or one expression. Let's take a look here. A tender evaluation method specifies 60% price and 40% quality. Now, wait a minute, what's that mean? Okay, so apparently there's these two things that are important in evaluating a tender, and we have been told that one of them is slightly more important than the other, right? That way that we express that is through those proportions. Like if you're going to win this bid, well, it's going to be 60% price and 40% quality. Okay, fine. What's the rest of the question? What is the weighted score for a tender, another word for a bid, that scored 80 points for price and 60 points for quality? Okay, this is what I mean. It's all about being organized. There is this issue about the price, and there's this issue about the quality of the tender. Okay, and might as well note that however we decide this, it'll be 60% on price and 40% on quality. I'm just noting that right there. We are evaluating a particular tender scores, just organizing the information. A particular tender scored 80 on price and it scored 60 on quality. Okay, now how do you actually calculate a weighted score? It's easy. If with 60% price and it's 40% quality, you take 60% of the score that was earned on price and you combine that with 40% of the score that was earned on quality. That's what the logic is. So in this case, it would be that 80 right there times 0.6 for 60%. I'm grabbing 60% of it and I'm going to combine that with, okay, there was a score of 60 here and I'm going to grab 40% of that. So what's that work out to? Well, let's see, this is 48 plus this is 24. I get 72. That would be the weighted score for that particular tender. Remember, tender is another term for bid. Okay, now that's that question. Notice that the next question is almost the same, except the weights are different. In the first question, what we were saying, loosely speaking, if that was us, is that price is a little bit more important than quality because that percent was somewhat higher, the 60 versus the 40. Look what's going on though in the next question. A tender evaluation method specifies 30% for price and 70% for quality. Oh, and notice then we want to know what the weighted score is for. This looks like it's the same tender. It's the 80 points and the 60 points that were earned in each category. Well, we just repeat the logic from last time. Price is still, whoops, not 60%. What am I saying? It's 30%, right there. Quality is 70%. Since these are the only two categories, those will add up to 1. Now we're emphasizing quality more so than price because this proportion is bigger. I'll write it down, but the actual scores, it looks like it's the same tender because it's that 80 points that were earned for price and it's the same 60 points that was earned for quality. It's this differing weights right here that's going to create somewhat different score. 80 times 0.3 plus 60 times 0.7, which is, what's that work out to be? This is 24 plus that's 42. So the score for this tender, the weighted score would be 66. And that's the answer to that question. Now notice that it's the same two base scores, 80 points for price and 60 points for quality. Notice that the weighted score comes out lower, 66, the second time versus the first time 72. And that's because we're evaluating the same set of scores with two different weighting schemes. The second weighting scheme gives more weight to quality, and wasn't that what the original tender got less points for, right? The 80 versus the 60. So it's all about your weights.